We have a ceremony every year. It's called the Avengers Award. And I wrote a couple things down from what Jim talked about, where this question of who are you at your best? And when you are most proud of who you are. At the same time, he mentioned early on that you cannot do it alone. And I find it difficult sometimes to answer the question of, who are you most proud of, or who you are most proud of who you are. No, when you are most proud of who you are. This question of trying to figure out, how do you be proud of yourself? And I think what resonated for me also was when Jim said you can't do it alone. And I think that is something also we found in the company, you can't do alone. And so a guiding force for us over the years, and we have this written on the walls of our office, was to have a North Star. And we say that North Star is to build a company that would make both your mother and father proud of you. A company that would make your mother and father proud. And when you look in the origins of what that means, our fathers are most proud when we achieve, when we graduate, we get a promotion, we build a very successful business. But our mothers are most proud when we are happy ourselves, taking care of ourselves, but most importantly, taking care of others, helping others. And it's this combination where a lot of times you may find mothers who say, oh, my kid is so good, and the father's like, but he's living in our basement. It's not enough to have one and not the other. And so we've spent years, and as we built our company, it's a 20th year, every decision we've made, when we got to a crossroads of not knowing what to do, I would sit with Megan, I would sit with some of our top people and think, one day if I had to sit down and tell my mother if this is the right call, and I want her to be proud of me for making this call. And that's been a guiding force of how we built our business. Whether your mother or father are still here or they're up in heaven, it doesn't matter, because I think at some point deep inside what would make both your mother and your father proud. So our Avengers Award comes from the cartoon, the superhero cartoon. And the slogan of alone we can do good, but together we can do great. What we have found is that it takes an Avenger. It takes what we call a servant leader, someone who's out there, who finds powers, who identifies their special powers, and finds a way to help others in the company. And that is why we succeed as a business. So we spend, every month, we have a voting system of voting our top 10 employees, and they're our servant leaders. But once a year, we do a bigger poll. So a committee of 5 individuals has spent the last 90 days taking nominations from every employee in the company. And they go through and they will go and interview people down to the details, saying, well, tell me the truth. Is this person someone that you just like? Maybe you're dating them, and maybe they're your cube mate, or did they really do something good? They scrutinize every nomination that comes in. They interview hundreds of people. And then a voting process starts. And they start whittling us down, and we'll start announcing, I think it was the top 24 nominations of these servant leaders in the company. We got down to the top 10, and we share stories of what you have all said about them, how they went out of their way in their craziest stressful moments to help you succeed. And then this ceremony is to get down to the top 5 who we pin, and then ultimately the #1 Avenger that we have. This is a ceremony we started 3 years ago. The very first Avenger, Mike Walters, who's here, was from our London office. And if you remember from last year, there was a family tragedy that led him to leave the company, and we had no idea why he left. And we couldn't believe how Next Jumpers rallied to support Mike and his family. We had individuals literally out of their paychecks donate money in 3 days to raise enough legal funds to help them fight their legal battles, personal battles at home. And Mike had left the company, and everyone sort of was confused. The very first Avenger leaves. He came back. He came back and joined the company, which I think was just an amazing thing. And he talked to myself, to Megan, and said, I miss my family. I miss my family. I miss Next Jump. And came back, and Gory was last year's winner. And this award is dedicated to mothers, to all our mothers, who instilled such goodness in us. And we work to make them proud. And so, without further ado, I'm going to bring up the Avengers Committee, who will take over the rest of the ceremony.
name's John Hilliard. I'm a hold up, hold your horse. I'm representing the Avengers Selection Committee this year, and I work in the Boston office, and I've worked for NextJump since 2008. As Charlie mentioned, the Avengers Award is NextJump's top honor. It's focused on the trait of servant leadership and service to others. It really focuses on candidates who create an environment that helps others succeed in caring and creating that environment where there's caring and sacrifice. The Avengers are NextJumpers who really live the ideal of officers eat last. This year, we've gone through a very rigorous process that Charlie talked about. We've collected nearly 200 stories, all kinds of inspirational stories, and our goal on the committee has been to shine a spotlight in every corner of the company. No story is too small, and we've really conducted tons of interviews trying to find the best stories that represent the Avenger this year. Today, we're going to be announcing the top 5 along with the Avengers winner. The winner gets a vacation of a lifetime, really. They get 1 week of extra vacation time. They get $10,000 to fly in their family to any spot in the world. They get $10,000 for an awesome hotel stay. And they also get $5,000 for restaurants, food, eat, drink, and be merry. Altogether, it's a vacation you will never forget. So now I'm going to call up Gowrie, who's actually our last year's Avenger winner, and he's going to talk about what it's been like since he won and what his vacation is like.
Hi everyone, I'm Gauri Shankar Lakshminarayanan and have been at NextJump for 6 years. As most of you know, I was blessed with the honor of representing NextJump as the Avenger of 2013, and I'm here to thank my company and colleagues for showering so much love and honor, not only for after winning this award, but throughout my tenure here at NextJump. As part of winning this award, my company arranged a trip for my family to Hawaii. This was the first ever family vacation for me, my parents, and my sister's family. So we were at Honolulu for 10 days, and we were in the villa for 3 days in a Disney resort, and then we went on a cruise, inter-island cruise on Norwegian Cruise Line for 7 days, and it was simply amazing. The amazing part of this trip was my family, my fellow NextJumpers completely planned my trip and ensured me and my family had an amazing experience and the experience of a lifetime. I was very convinced that the people felt so much honored to be part of this process and also help me plan my trip. To give an instance, it was so heartwarming to see Purvi, who is our top 10 Avengers nominee, help plan my trip by coordinating with her parents, and she also happens to be the Hawaii resident. And Rachel, who is the head of CRM, ensured that I had a comfortable and a pleasant trip and helped plan the whole itinerary around this trip. And David Burney, who is the head of our e-commerce, who was working behind the scenes with Disney and Norwegian Cruise Line by often staying late night for hour-long calls and ensured that my family got a VIP treatment during my entire vacation. And my manager, Lokia, who ensured my trip doesn't get delayed and set a deadline for me so that I book tickets on time. It was so amazing to see people outside the organization acknowledging the significance of this award. I received a congratulatory note from the CEO of Norwegian Cruise Line, who was the last year's award ceremony video and was pleased that my family will be sailing in the cruise. Also, when we first landed in Disney in Hawaii, and we were so overwhelmed to see the VIP events planning team at Disney Aulani Resort giving us a great welcome. I was really moved when Matt Tenney, the author of Serve to be Great, who had attended the last year's ceremony, had mentioned about me winning this award and how strongly he believes in service to others, and how NextJump is creating a culture of people devoted in helping others. He in fact stopped by our NY office and handed over a signed autograph book of his copy. It has been an amazing journey for me, and the recognition has been a key event in my life and also made me a better individual. It gives me so much inspiration and motivation to know my service to others have helped them grow and succeed in their career. And I will do my best to serve others. I will be only happy to see this year's Avengers winner to get even more accolades, and I wish this will be the key turning moment of their life as well. It makes me so proud to see that we have so many individuals who are setting an amazing standard of steward leadership and service to others. This will serve as my inspiration and also to people around them, both at work and outside. I would like to thank Charlie and NextJump for believing in me, honoring me, and empowering me, and making me a better individual. Thank you.
It's a great honor to kick off the naming of the top 5 Avengers and ultimately the winner. And I'm excited to get this started. So here are the top 10, and if once you're named, if you could please stand. Henry Sorrell, Ian McLaughlin, Justin Ouellet, Kelly Lee, Michael HIRTH, Hervé Patel, Pushkar Savant, RAWLE SINGH, Rima Pednekar, and Rick OCHOA. Today, I stand and represent my fellow Next Jumpers in the effort of the Avengers Selection Committee. We want to recognize individuals of servant leadership. The Avenger I'm about to introduce, I would say stands for Stewart-like qualities. So we're going to call up each of the 5, but first I want to call up RAWLE SINGH. RAWLE, we also have a surprise for you. Your wife, Ornella, and your daughter is here, as well as your mom, Judy. RAWLE, your colleagues and myself truly value everything you do for us. Over the past 5 years, you've made quite an impact here. But it's not just how you do it and the expertise you have. It's really that deep how you do things. I think that's really what's important to recognize. And I'm comfortable with taking the liberty about speaking about my own personal experience because I think so many of us, as we've heard, all have that same level. You know, even if it's something simple, which I can't solve myself, whether it's a computer or a phone issue, I'll send you an email, and then I tell you the truth, it's like in warp speed. He's just there. I don't know how you do it. When you observe RAWLE, even adjusting just a simple thing as the camera at the weekly meeting, to rolling out all computers across the whole team of engineers, RAWLE, I think if something actually went wrong right now, thankfully it's not, you would fix it. The Avenger team heard from John Culver a story which I'd like to share in last year's hackathon. John had this last-minute idea, a simple one. Well, actually not so simple. John wanted everyone in the entire company to all be in rooms together so they could work on this hackathon. And not just together in New York, but in essentially around the world. And he had this idea the night before. So RAWLE literally had to reset up and bring all of the team members' computer systems, these setups. I mean, it's not simple to do, and literally reset them up in a very short amount of time. And it wasn't planned for. So you think about miracles. Well, actually, miracles. It's really not a miracle. It's actually a lot of unplanned effort. But you wanted to make this happen, and it totally changed the course of the event for the teams, and it's just really exciting to see and change the outcome from all the energy. So RAWLE, I mean, it's really simple. For all the things you do for others, for your family, I really, I'm excited personally to pin this award for you and congratulate you as the Avenger of 2000.
I am so honored to invite to stage our next 2014 Avenger, my colleague and friend, Rick OCHOA. Rick's wife, Julie, is also with us today. We have a surprise. Your dad is here as well. Herbert, may you please join us on stage too? So let me tell you a little about Rick. He started off as a software engineering intern 7 years ago, and over the course of time, he has worked with many next jumpers on a variety of projects. I personally am truly humbled and thrilled to have had the opportunity to work with someone so extremely hardworking, someone who knows almost every piece of code, someone who is positive, helpful, and always there for you. Rick is the secret weapon of our engineering team. He is the Hulk. These are your words about Rick, and I wholeheartedly agree. Rick is a constant giver. He would do anything and give anything, even the Super Mario t-shirt off his back, if he thought it would help anyone. All of this, mind you, without expecting anything in return. As I was talking to Albert, our SVP of engineering, we realized that Rick has probably helped the most number of next jumpers till date across all offices. From the CS team, merchant team, one-card team, site, email, finance, EPP, UK, the list is just endless. One of his nominators, Nicole, says, Rick always comes to the rescue, even if it isn't his job. He will drop anything to help you and find a solution. I couldn't agree more. I wanted to share a quick story of mine with Rick. A few months ago, a couple of engineers in my team were troubleshooting a serious offer suppression issue. And they couldn't figure it out. I jumped in, and I couldn't figure it out either. It was after dinner, and we were stumped, approaching a midnight deadline. And here we were, the entire team scratching our heads around a computer. Of course, the man who knew every piece of code happened to pass by on his way home. He saw us struggling and without hesitation offered to help. He cancelled his plan, rolled up his sleeves, and dove right in. After an hour's hard work, he found the bug, put in the fix, and even stayed past midnight to make sure everything went smoothly. That is the spirit of Rick. He's always got you covered, and he never expects anything in return. The memory of this day has led to my Rick moment, a moment of happiness and pride as I celebrate knowing and working with you, Rick. As a committee, it is our honor to present this badge to you. Rick, what you do for us makes a huge difference in our lives, and we are so very thankful to have you here. Congratulations.
Hi everyone. I'm so honored to introduce Michael HIRTH as our next Avenger. We also have a surprise visit from Mike's mom, Pamela, and his brother, Nick. To those who don't know Mike, he's our engineer working in the revenue tracking team and been at NextGem for 2 years. Over the past 2 years, I've come to know Mike as one of the friendliest, caring, and hardest working people at NextGem. His peers have rightly nicknamed him Tracker Mike. He's an everyday hero who works tirelessly day in and day out and ensures our revenue engine keeps chugging along. He's the go-to person for most of us whenever we need help with tracking. You can always see people from different teams around his desk at any given point of time. For instance, if there's a problem with war points, who does customer loyalty team go to? It's Mike. If there's a security concern on our data, who does the security team go to? It's Mike. Cambridge, who was the last year's top 5 Avengers, says Mike is a person to whom helping others comes from within, and he's a person who makes an earnest effort to keep others in solving their issues, even if that means sacrificing his work or it means staying back late. Cam mentions an instance where Mike overhears a discussion from customer loyalty team of how simpler their life would be if they had a war points management tool to their aid. And Mike quietly comes back and implements the same tool. Mike is someone who will help others to accomplish their tasks, not for recognition, not because of any obligation, but only because that's what he likes to do. For instance, he offered me to help integrate API from one of our key merchant partners, TrueCar, and I stopped by his desk and asked a few questions about the API integration. And the next day he grabs me and tells, Gauri, I have a system design in place for you. I should be able to help you with that. He helped so many people with such kind of requests. Rajbir, who is his teammate, was simply amazed to see how Mike helped other teams with so many requests and yet accomplishes his own goals. Mike is such kind of a person who will not only go above and beyond his duty to help others succeed, but will also make you smile by playing heartwarming Chopin waltz on a synthesizer. Mike, we want to honor you for your steward leadership and the service you have been rendering to others. Please join me in congratulating Tracker, aka Mozart Mike.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael Walters and I'm based out of the UK. I proudly joined NextJump 6 years ago, first time around. And I have the incredible honor of being elected NextJump's first Avenger. I am so thrilled today to be introducing our next top 5 Avenger, Kelly Lee. And as a special guest, we have Kelly's cousin, Vicky, here with us today. Kelly started life at NextJump as a temp, but quickly proved to be an incredible asset on our CLT team. We were all over the moon when she joined us full-time, and absolutely blown away by how quickly and passionately she embraced NextJump's culture. I've found that some people are really great at solving problems, and some people are really great at helping people. With Kelly, it's always about helping the person. Solving the problem is just a side effect of that. Kelly really wants to help people, and that comes across in everything she touches, whether it's her empathetic, understanding approach to customer service, where she resolves hundreds of queries every day with kindness and grace, or her amazing impact on recruiting, where she makes candidates feel like VIPs, and she makes next jumpers be their best. Helping next jumpers to be their best is something that comes very easily to Kelly. As some of you may know, Kevin McCoy broke his arm recently and was housebound halfway through a very difficult, intense personal development program. A crucial part of this is interacting with your colleagues and friends to explore your personal weaknesses, something that Kevin was now no longer able to do. Kelly instinctively knew how hurt and vulnerable Kevin was, and you could see that she was visibly upset that he wasn't going to have this face-to-face opportunity for growth. So every day, she commuted out to Kevin's house for several hours so that he had someone to have these deep, challenging conversations with. You see Kelly's kindness and warmth whenever you talk to her. She always has time for you and is one of the best listeners I've ever met. Of course, it's no surprise then that when she does speak, the things she says are considered, wise, and they really make a difference. Because you know that Kelly is always trying to help you, there is trust. There's so much love for Kelly in our office, and anyone that's ever spent any time with her quickly joins the Kelly Club. It is a huge honor and privilege to pin this medal on my friend Kelly Lee. Please join me in congratulating Kelly as she joins the Avengers team of 2014.
Okay, last one. So now we're going to open the main envelope and announce our Avengers winner of 2014.
So I'm going to actually call Gory up. He was last year's winner, and we'd like Gory to have the honor of pinning our 2014 Avengers. So you don't make them bleed. Just get prepared. The team went through tremendous counting of votes and everything, and we use KPMG, so as most important things, things have been audited. And so the 2014 Avengers winner, and without question, everyone deserves an incredible honor, but this is the one individual above all else that everyone felt was the servant leader, the reason we succeed as a company. And so that individual is Justin Ouellet.
Justin, we've arranged to have your family here as well. So could Justin's parents, Laura and Alan, join us on stage, along with his children, Dylan and Haley? I'm so thrilled and honored to introduce Justin Ouellet, or as we call him, J.O., as the 2014 Avengers winner. Justin is an Avenger because no matter what, he will always find a way to help you. He constantly pushes himself to his limits and will bend over backwards to serve those around him. Justin has been a pillar of NextJump in our Network Operations Center for the past 6 years. He's a silent steward leader who works tirelessly to maintain and improve all of the physical infrastructure within our data center. Justin knows every screw, every cable, and every machine in our data center. Just to put Justin's impact in perspective, every single product that NextJump has created is running on a server that Justin built and installed. Justin brings a special blend of pride, ownership, and ingenuity to our NextJump family. He treats the office like his home. Just a week or two ago, the projector in our office actually went out. I assumed that we'd be using a TV or computer because we wouldn't have a projector. When I came in on Monday, much to my surprise, there was a projector that came from somewhere that was strung up from the ceiling with zip ties. Justin had borrowed his own projector so that we could run our Monday meetings successfully. There's a reason why we've given him the name NextJump MacGyver. Another story actually, one time our ping pong table broke and we couldn't use it. I came into the office and saw J.O. with the entire ping pong table disassembled, him screwing it together. It's not his job to fix our projector or ping pong table. He just does this stuff. After reading the many nominations and stories that were written about Justin, it's clear that no matter what, he's there for you, and he will do whatever it takes to help you. He is selfless, and if anything goes wrong, Justin is the guy you want to have by your side. Justin's selflessness extends beyond being a steward of our physical office. He's also a steward of our people. Asa is another next jumper who has worked with Justin for many years. A few months ago, Asa's wife called in a panic. She had picked up the kids at school and couldn't get her car to start back up. Asa's family was stranded, and he didn't have a way to reach them. Justin heard about the situation, and he immediately went into action. He personally drove Asa and his wife to his children. Not only that, our own Next Jump MacGyver was, of course, already prepared with a jump starter kit. Not just jumper cables, but a 1,000 amp jump starter kit. He was able to get their car up and running again. And before Justin left, presumably to rescue someone else, he left Asa and his family with a jump starter kit just in case the car failed to start again. This is a real everyday hero. This simple story illustrates Justin's commitment to serving others in their time of need, no matter what. Justin, you've been an inspiration to me and to all of Next Jump. Please join me in congratulating Justin as Scouting.